Is it time to dig through the ditches and burn through the whatever Rob Zombie said?
Yeah, whatever he says.
I can't really remember the lyrics. We are sitting uncomfortably close together. Anybody who's watching, okay, let's start over here. Let's start over the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are back. And for those of you who don't know, we have a camera right now. We are filming with a camera, and it's actually pretty cool.
First time.
Yeah, so we kind of got a whole new setup right now. We got a lot of things going on. It's kind of exciting, for our first episode back in 7 months.
You got some skateboards.
It's true. I'm a little skater boy, so I got to represent my culture.
Vans,
yeah, exactly. So this is our first time back in the studio together for a hot minute.
It's been a minute.
So it's pretty exciting to be back and doing something because
ever since you stole my Fallout CD, we had a falling out.
Wait, Fallout CD?
Yeah, that's what started the break, man.
Like CD of like the music of the Fallout games?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Now you're gonna steal my copy of the movie.
I just love Big Iron, dude.
All right. Well, what's been new for you since the break?
So, hello, everybody. My name is Jordan, and I did not like Scream 5.
We're starting with that?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keaton. Put a face to the voice.
That's another thing, too. For anybody who is watching this who doesn't know what myself or Keaton look like, now you have the chance to kind of see what we look like. And look at us sitting uncomfortably close together. I will not let that go.
And they got the chance to be disappointed just one more time by us.
Hopefully, in the future, we can afford better chairs, better everything. Because
I was talking about the looks, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to let that slide because that kind of hurt. So
I was talking more about me, don't worry.
So hopefully, like I said, we can get better chairs in here. Like the kind of everything right now. This is very. It's very beginner. It's very amateur. The light we have over there is a $30 construction light from Menards, which I don't know if Menards is just a Wisconsin thing or if that's worldwide. I'm not really sure.
I'm not too sure either.
So if anybody is listening to our United Kingdom listeners out there that I know I've seen that we have.
Yeah, dude, we got some people out like Uruguay.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we Mr. Worldwide over here times two. We got two of us.
Pitbull ain't got shit on us, dude.
It's true. So just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Alrighty. I'm Keaton. I thought Scream 5 was okay.
Oh!
Yeah, I thought it was okay, man. I didn't
All right,
mind
there's
it.
already conflicts arising here.
Yeah, I want to know, I kind of do already know, but just for the viewers, what did you not like about it? Because it's getting, it's been a big movie, dude.
Dude, it's getting way too positive reviews.
I know. I'm even a little shocked that, on how good it's getting praised.
I know. And the fact that it's, certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and everything. And
that's ridiculous.
Every review I've seen is just, I've sseen, YouTube thumbnails of, videos saying that, Scream 5 is a perfect Scream movie or, it's a great movie. And I'm I watched a review and I couldn't agree with. I think I need to watch it again. I think I need to lower my expectations and go watch it again.
Do you think you maybe hyped yourself up too big?
That's exactly what I went in with too high of expectations just because Scream, for everybody, look, I have a fucking Scream tattoo on my arm, guys.
Ghostface, baby.
I take it very seriously, obviously. And even when we rewatched the first one, I still could pick apart issues with that one. And to me, that's one of the most perfect horror movies. I was also insanely high. Good. I was insanely high when we watched it.
Man, watching your face, you were just baked out of your mind. And fucking the second, when Stu jumps out of the closet at Sydney at first, your face, you were curdled at the couch, dude.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the fuck I smoked because I've watched that movie 100 goddamn times and it has never been that scary for me.
I was gonna say, even stoned as fuck, you knew what was coming, you know what I mean?
That's what's crazy. That intro scene.
I think you and I alone have watched it together at least 4 times.
The beginning scene is still, for me, one of the scariest scenes in any horror movie. I know I used to think it was I think it was just because I watched it at such a young age. And then I was very what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't affect me, I was fucking.
Clueless to it?
No, I was I don't know what the word. I'm trying to think of a word. I'm drawing a blank. I apologize. But it was I it didn't bother me after I've seen it because I was so young. So my introduction was so young, and then after I watched it when I got older, it became less and less effective to me. But watching it stoned out of my mind, it was absolutely horrifying. And like the premise itself, and like just like the whole movie, like in general, is that like two of your classmates are just slaughtering people. Like that is fucking terrifying.
Like, it's not like unrealistic either,
no, and that's another thing. They play on this realism where it's like it's someone, and the thing is, when it came out, it was a new thing that it was like a plot twist.
Original.
Yeah, and it's like after the first one, obviously you just expect it to in every sequel, which I mean, it kind of takes away. I mean, it doesn't really take away that much, but this new one, it was just so fucking predictable. Like even from the beginning, you could tell like who the killer was.
Yeah, and I mean like
spoilers, by the way. We're probably going to spoil it.
Just
for anybody who hasn't seen it. I still do recommend you see it. It's a Scream movie that I really...
Tell us your opinions for sure.
Yeah, definitely let us know how you feel because
me and Jake, your brother, thought it was like... We didn't love it. But
Jake called it fun. He said it was a fun movie.
Yeah, like, I went with you and him, and then I thought it was fun. I didn't have a bad time, and then I could tell right when the credits rolled, I looked over to see the reactions, and you just... I don't think I've ever seen you more pissed. Like
it was just such a letdown because I think I let myself get too excited and too... like my expectations were just way too high for it because of my love for the franchise and like how every other movie I didn't have a problem with. Even 3 and 4, which are like the ones that people don't really care for, I thought were still very good.
Yeah, see, I think like, so if you've seen all the other Scream movies, all 4 of them, they give you hints on like who it is.
Yeah.
And like then they got the red herrings and all that. But the hints, like for the first one, you didn't really get like, I guess, a very open hint until Billy killed Stu's girlfriend, and then he gave him like the eyes and the that scene.
Yeah.
That was the only time when like it was open. But even then, though, no one ever thought there'd be 2.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
That was another big
because
twist.
Another thing was that in prior horror movies leading up to this or slasher movies, the killer was always like a separate entity. It was never someone in a mask. It was always like, here's your characters, and then here is slasher.
Well, Michael and Jason.
That's what I'm saying. It's separate. It's not part of the group.
Part of the group,
but then this changed it by saying this is part of the group. It was more of like it wasn't necessarily like super original because there was also The Thing. That was kind of a thing that was in The Thing back in the 70s, which this kind of...
Carpenter's a goat for that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is obviously like, it pays homage to it. And, like every character is like named after, because even in the new Scream 5, the last name for the characters are Carpenter. So that obviously references John Carpenter. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like they've always done that kind of thing.
Which is cool. I mean, honestly, as someone who didn't hate it, I think my biggest complaint, though, would be... Because like I've been watching a lot of like review videos and shit like that. Just I like hearing other people's opinions on it. And they keep marketing it as like this big reboot.
For Scream?
Yeah, so it's supposed to be like you're starting over, but it's not a reboot because you have original characters. And
well, that was that whole stupid scene with the fucking in the theater room when she was like talking about like requels or prequels and all this bullshit.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
Like,
they had to explain their plot because it was fucking dumb.
The thing is with that movie, the thing is with Scream in general is that it's very meta, and it has been since the first one. But there's good ways to execute that, and then there's very bad ways, and this one did it very poorly for me. And it was almost cringeworthy at times where these characters were speaking and like talking about like how meta it is. See, in Scream 3, that movie itself, that plot is very meta, where it's like a movie being made in the movie, like about the movies, like obviously it's layered of like being meta, and like it worked better for me than this one did, because this one was just kind of like...
And Scream 3 is probably the worst out of the original 4.
Yeah, well, overall, that's the overarching like opinion. But for me, I think the order for
I don't
me,
mind it though.
Really? No, me either.
Like I don't dislike it at all.
No, exactly.
Except for Roman. I feel like they made him too obvious to be the killer because he disappeared for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that, like, because the thing is with one is that the killers were present throughout the whole movie. Mm-hmm. They were very intricate part of the plot outside of the killing. And then two, when they had someone who wasn't even involved, and then someone who barely was involved.
Well, Mickey's in it most of the time, but then like he disappeared.
Mickey
for a
was
while
not
too.
in it as much as
like he disappeared for like an hour or two until his reveal.
He was in the beginning, and then he kind of just fucked off and was not part of it. For me, that didn't take it away. It didn't take the twist away for me, at least, because there's just, you can think, because when you imagine everything that happens like that isn't shown, it's extra stuff to like about the movie. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing that makes the first one great as well, is like, you think of all the things that didn't happen on screen, that you kind of imply, or they kind of imply that you kind of like
or they explain,
right?
Like in the next one they'll explain like why that didn't make sense. And I mean, it's not a surprise, though, that the fifth one wasn't as good. When you got to compete with 4 Wes Craven movies, you're probably not going to do the best.
And I think the thing is, I don't know, man. I don't know if he'd like it. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if...
That's what you're thinking about? Like, what would Wes think?
Well, not necessarily, but that's just kind of like a thing. I just kind of think, like, I don't know if he would really like it, just because, I don't know. The motive was so weird, and, like, having it be like Billy's daughter, like, isn't it? And like it just doesn't make.
And it's super CGI'd Billy's in it. I mean, I do like Billy returning, I guess. Like that was.
They could have easily went without it.
Yeah,
like
that was more of just like fan porn.
It was just literally there was so much fan service in it. Like just the fact that those 2 twins were related to Randy, and that one random guy was related to Stu. It's like you're just.
Which one was related to Stu again?
That weird pedophile guy who literally served no purpose.
Oh, the guy who like literally is like a racist dick and then gets killed.
Yeah, literally he serves 0 purpose.
He's in it for 5 minutes and says, "So what? I fucked your bitch."
And he literally, he's like, just shows up. He's like, "That's right, I fucked your girl," and then like,
"I want her again."
And then
it was a summer fling, asshole.
And then they were like at a bar somehow, and
they're like, they're like 16.
And well, they're really like 30-year-olds playing 16-year-olds, just like Hollywood always like insists upon. But it's just bizarre.
The original Spider-Man, when the teacher's like younger than the high school students.
Yeah, it's just like, for me, none of the characters were developed. They were all there just to die. There were, and even like characters like Judy Hicks who are returning, they still got no development. They focused way too much on Tara, Sam, and whatever the boyfriend's name is. I don't even remember. Richie, I think.
Yeah, Richie.
Like those 3, it focused so much on them that they forgot that they had all these characters. Ones. They were very boring.
Like, I mean, I guess out of those 3, I'd give Richie the most interesting.
Absolutely. I think I'm biased for the actor. I really like Jack Wade. So like,
he wasn't horrible though. I just think they kind of made it too obvious that he was the killer.
For me, it was the opposite. That one was kind of surprising to me.
Really? That's the one I thought.
There were a lot of times where I was like, okay, this solidifies him as innocent. And then they kind of like,
I guess like, okay, so from the beginning, I didn't really know who. And then I was thinking Richie though. Just because my mind, I'm like, it's going to be the one you least expect.
You most expect Richie because he's the boyfriend. They were going to do that again.
But like, he's not from there, and they made it play it out the whole time like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe it's
right.
him.
You feel like he's the only one who's safe or like innocent because of like his lack of like presence and like how
everyone else knew each other too.
I thought for sure he was gonna like get murdered. Obviously, like I didn't think he was Ghostface.
See, like I had my thoughts on him for sure, and then nothing. Like, it made it so clear when Dewey died. Because when he goes to go back...
Like, they don't even help him.
They literally, like, that, and they, like, zoom in on him turning around with concern on, like, if Ghostface was okay or not.
Dude.
And then I'm like, okay, well, it's him and someone.
I gotta be honest, that Dewey scene still pisses me off.
Yeah,
like, that is
how do you
just
kill off
stupid
an
as shit.
I mean, one of the OG3 had to die. And
I don't
knew,
mind that he died. I just don't
Yeah.
like how he died.
See, yeah, I knew one of them was gonna die, and it was obviously Dewey because
Absolutely.
he's the whole backbone
Yep.
of that whole friendship anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
You watched the Zach Cherry video, didn't you? Because that's
Not
exactly
yet.
what he said.
I've seen the predictions.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says.
And the predictions,
Mhm.
yeah, maybe.
But
But
no, I do agree with that point. That is a great.
Yeah.
It's a great point. But like, the way they do it is just so stupid and like.
they made him like such a dumbass. And I mean, he's always goofy, but
yeah.
like, even in all the other ones, like, he does smart shit. Like in Scream 2, when they found out someone was breaking into the police thing and trying to steal the files, he hid them and locked them in another, like, thing that no one would know. Like, he knows what he's doing.
And that's the thing too, to survive this so many times and then to die like this, completely, you could have avoided
Lack
this.
of knowledge.
You could have completely avoided that. Like
and he's been through the same shit Sydney has, and Sydney had the knowledge, like, hey, shoot him in the head.
Literally.
It always happens. But
like
he's
he
like,
gets up, walks to the elevator, and then walks back. Why didn't you just shoot her then?
yeah.
Like, why didn't you just?
Why'd you have to get really close, too, you know?
It's just stupid. And then that fucking, like I said, like the 105-year-old little high school girl was able to fucking just take him down and just like.
Yeah, dude, that bitch is smaller than my right foot.
That bitch, and she was incredibly annoying. Like,
yeah.
That actress, don't get me wrong, she's talented, but man, I cannot stand her in anything she is in.
No, I hated her in Once Upon a Time as well.
She was horrible, horribly annoying, and so like.
Because she's the annoying cult bitch, right?
Yeah, she tries so fucking hard to be so obnoxious and loud, and it's like that's not good. It doesn't mean loud. It does not mean good. It does not mean you're doing a good job. I'm gonna be honest.
Let me ask you this question though. Just Scream overall. Who is your personal favorite Ghostface?
Billy,
and
Billy, absolutely.
Okay.
Billy is
Because
so.
I saw a ranking here. Mickey is like the highest rated for
That-
Scream 2, and I think the reasoning behind it is at least from what I can understand from the article I read, is that because he's the only one of the killers that wants to be caught. He like, I guess that makes him more menacing, and that's
but
why people like him.
No, he just got manipulated by Mrs. Loomis.
Miss Loomis, yeah.
Like that doesn't make him a good ghost face at all. You could easily know.
He wanted to take the fall though. Like he wanted his whole thing was like he wanted what was it? Blame horror movies for like violence or some stupid shit.
Well, yeah, but so did fucking Jill wanted to be like
That's
famous.
Right?
Yeah, Jill wanted to be famous from this too. So it's like that doesn't make her good. Her ghost is stupid too. Like
No one is worse than the fucking guy in Scream 4 though. What's his name? Charlie?
oh, Charlie, the guy who's just simping.
Dude, such a bad character. I just
4 years. You notice me now? Shut the fuck up, you dickhead.
I just recently rewatched them all too.
Yeah, no, I don't mind Charlie as the ghost face just because it does make sense.
And he's one ugly motherfucker.
Really? I disagree.
Yeah.
I think he's fine. I think he's fine looking.
You ever see that Family Guy skit where it's like I think his name's Rocky. He's like ginger, and his face just looks like it's got a bunch of like craters in it.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like to me.
Really? He's a
Yeah.
he's a Culkin. He's a Culkin boy. He's the Home Alone kid's brother.
I know, but like
he was the kid in Signs.
he was.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Rory Culkin. I don't mind. I think he was a good ghost face. Definitely my favorite is Billy for sure. Just because
Billy's the best one, but I think my personal Stu just because he's funny.
Well, Stu is the lapdog. Stu is the little sidekick. So he does. For me, he didn't make Scream 1 great, but Billy and him together are great.
The combo, yeah.
Yeah, Stu only makes Billy better for me, and like the fact that you can tell just over like the phone calls who's who, like you can tell when it's Billy, and like you can tell when it's Billy in the costume. You can always tell because he. And like, dude, that just thinking about it's so morbid. Like that is such a morbid story.
And he's way more malicious, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Billy is
he
probably
an evil
the
bastard.
most malicious.
Absolutely, he is an evil bastard.
Because everyone else after that, they played the whole like, they're copycats, obviously. And
Yes, and that's what makes Billy even. That's what also solidifies Billy as my favorite as well because everybody
'Cause he
else is
started it
copying.
all.
Yes,
And they just didn't seem to have like the right motives. I mean, yeah.
After that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Miss Loomis kind of makes sense,
Miss
but
Loomis
that was
does
more
for me.
of like a Pamela Voorhees shout out.
Yes.
Like, I mean, she made sense, and then Romans I thought was fucking stupid.
I thought it was good too.
You thought so?
Yeah, but then they did it again in 4. It's another family member who's jealous of the fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they redo it.
Yeah, they just do it again twice. And so, like, for me, the movies get worse. The ranking for me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, they get worse as they
yes,
go on.
Yeah, the first one's the best, and then after that, they just get worse.
I didn't mind any of the first 4, to be honest, or 5 for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you had to rank them, I'd probably do the same: 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. Or actually, I'd probably go 1, 2, 4, 3, 5.
1, 2, 4, 3, 5.
To be honest, I would say 4 is overall better than 3.
Absolutely. Or no, I don't agree. But
I do like 3, but I think just production wise, and I think that gap too in between helped a lot.
Since we mentioned him, shout out to Zach Cherry on YouTube. He's a scream boy. He's a nice little scream boy.
Does he do more shit, or is it just
he does a lot of horror shit? But like in his prediction thing, his prediction would have been pretty fire. It was Judy and Wes as the Ghostface, like father or mother and son. That'd be kind of fire. But instead, they just completely.
Dude, Wes was so irrelevant.
Like, he did nothing.
He was in it for like 10 minutes, and 5 of those minutes was him looking around his fucking house.
Yeah, he like I said, nobody was developed. I think he had like maybe 2 lines of dialogue. Like,
and there was stupid like
God.
Solidifying him as like the safety person.
It was just so bad.
Like, dude, I literally think 5 minutes of it is him looking around his house.
Mm-hmm.
Another like 3 minutes is him being watched in the shower, and then the last 2 are him fucking dying.
And like I said, like every character in that was completely underutilized. They were undeveloped. They had no purpose except for to be murdered. That was their only purpose to being in the movie, was to die and up their kill count.
And I felt like they made Gail. I mean, I don't know. That's a character I never honestly cared about, which is weird because she's a big one. But I just hate the actress.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I just never liked her. She's one of those people.
Bro just woke up and just chose hatred, man. He just did not. He does not give anybody just whatever. Bro's hating for no reason.
I'm sorry.
He got no reason to hate.
I just find her annoying. I don't know.
I like her a lot. I like Gail. I like Sydney, and I like Dewey. But like, I don't like. And I've said this, I want to say it on the podcast as well. I don't like their stupid little Star Wars, reveals, like when you're watching the new Star Wars movies and like a character from like the original trilogy is shown, it's all like, wow, look how heroic little moment. They all had this bullshit and like in this movie, and it was just horrible. I couldn't stand it.
Well, they made Gail like cringy, I feel like, in 5, like really cringy.
And like I've said before, the writing felt like somebody who was a junior in high school who's seen the first movie one time and then was just put in charge of making this movie.
Mimicked half of it.
Because they really they did not get the writing for any of these characters down. None of them were like relatable or like interesting or like anything good. They were good like at all. Like everything was just horrible.
And I want to know how the fuck Dewey dies from being stabbed, I guess technically twice, front to back. But dude, that fucking black guy got stabbed at least 22 times. And left outside for a solid 15 minutes.
To bleed out, yeah.
And then they just gave him the Dewey treatment. Like, he just gets shown on the stretcher.
There's no logical reason for him to survive or his sister.
There was a lot of survivors, dude.
His sister had no business surviving either because... wasn't she like about to get stabbed and then it cut to somewhere like why did those Ghostface keep so many people alive? Like, I get keeping Tara alive to get her sister there, but like what's the reason? What is the reason?
The only people that died were Dewey, the rapist guy, and the bitch that got shot in the face.
Yeah,
right?
And the killers, obviously. The Ghostface got killed as well. Which they fucking lit Amber up, bro.
Yeah, dude. That was a cool
lit her on
scene.
fire.
Gail fucking popped the oven with a gun.
Which, very out of character for those characters to do that. That was very like, extra. And they've never been that extra before.
No, they just, especially when they kill, they usually try to just run, but like they went in there like fucking Rambo.
And they threw in these stupid little jokes, these little one-liners that just did not land. Like the fact that they walk up to the house and they hear screaming.
And they watch it.
And they go, "Yeah, sounds about right." You're not worried? You're just going to let this happen? Like you're in no rush at all, are you? Yeah. So it's just everything missed for me, and that's unfortunate. I think, like I said, I need to go rewatch it with lower expectations, knowing damn well that I hated it the first time, and that I need to figure out like why. Yeah, I feel like, and that's what I did with Endgame as well. When I saw Endgame, my expectations were way too high, and then I was disappointed. And then I rewatched it, and it was much better than I remembered. So maybe I was just I was expecting too much. I was expecting the best one since the first one. I was expecting it to be that big, great reboot, requel, whatever the fuck they said, stupid shit. And then I was let down because I was just too excited for it.
We're gonna get a bunch more though, right?
Yep. They've already talked about making Scream 6.
Well, yeah, that's gonna happen. And I mean, if this one's getting like, I think the highest reviews out of all of them, which is fucking crazy.
Well, 2 was the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it?
Yeah, 2 is the highest rated, then 1, and then 5, and then 4, and then 3, I believe. I believe 3 is the lowest on there.
Dude, I think you're honestly the only person I've heard dislike it, which is super fucked.
Same.
Because like I said, I didn't hate it, but it was just there for me. Like, I honestly cannot, like, I don't remember some of the shit we're talking about right now until you say it. Know what I mean?
No,
like,
yeah, no.
It's very forgettable, and the acting is dry.
Dude, the performance is probably like the worst part for me.
The characters suck. The story I've seen before.
Mm-hmm. I think the only time I actually smiled was the James A. Janice cameo.
That was fire.
The Dead Meat cameo.
That was
I don't want
fire.
to say just James because Chelsea was there too, but the Dead Meat cameo was my favorite thing in the whole movie. Everything else just sucked.
The cameo's fire for sure, and then fucking the kills were cool. Like when someone did die.
Yeah, nobody did. Like, that's the thing.
Like Wes's kill was cool, even though they did like 92 fake outs.
It wasn't even that cool. It was just graphic. They were all graphic. I wouldn't even say that the kills were cool. They were just bloody and graphic and over the top, which, that's not my jam. I'm going to be honest. That's not.
No?
Nah. I don't really, that doesn't.
You like Saw though, don't you?
Well, not particularly, no. I mean, they're kind of okay.
Okay. That's fair.
But like the same thing with this one is like the first one's good, but then after that they just suck. After they get worse.
Well, the first
one
has a super good story though.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. And then they just get fucking lost in their twists and like.
Yeah, I know. Like 8 people come back and they're like it's Jigsaw.
Like, we're the Jigsaw. No, I'm the Jigsaw. No, I'm the Jigsaw. Yeah. It's like, okay, who the fuck is the Jigsaw here?
Just a parlay.
Yeah. For real, dude. That's what it was. And it was just dog shit. And like it gets to be just stupid and like nonsensical, almost like a parody of itself. And that's where I feel like a lot of horror franchises become. They become parodies or satire of themselves. And that I feel like that's what Scream has become as well.
That's why Scary Movie was such a hit though.
What do you mean?
Like, I think that's why it's bigger than it is. Because, I mean, it's funny either way. Mm-hmm. But, like, just the fact that, like, if you watch the first Scream, and we obviously both love that movie, but if you watch the first Scream and the first Scary Movie back to back, they're really not that different, dude. Like
even like the first 2 Screams, actually, because I actually did not realize that it was made after Scream 2 because that movie theater scene was from Scream 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I was going to talk about that too because I just saw the who was it? Was that Omar Epps that died in the stall?
Yeah, in Scream 2.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I just, after watching a bunch of the videos and rewatching the movies, I saw that and I'm like, wait. I'm like, was that in Scary Movie 2 then or 1?
Yeah, which is weird that the knife went through the stall door, but I'm not going to get into
And if you want to get nitpicky, the whole complaint on that too is like, how do you know exactly where his head was?
Where his head was too. It was a very lucky stab. I'm going to be honest.
And he stabbed fucking Jada Pinkett right in the theater, dude.
To be honest, she deserved that.
Yeah, she did my boy Will dirty.
Dude, she's my least favorite Smith.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know much about Jada.
Willow is my number one. Willow's my favorite Smith. And then Jaden. And then Will. Actually, I'm going to
Willow's your favorite Smith?
Yeah. She don't do shit wrong. I'm going to be honest. She's kind of cool.
Does she do shit at all? I haven't heard shit from her since she whipped her hair back and forth.
Oh, she does like kind of punk stuff now.
Oh, for real?
Like pop.
Yeah, I think. All right, Will's the OG, right? So
yeah,
I think
but
I gotta put
him. I don't like Will very much anymore.
No. Why?
So the thing with Will, this is my Will Smith theory, right? This is all kind
you
of
thought this out here.
This is him. There's a lot of actors who are like this, but it all starts with Will Smith. So when there's
he's the kingpin.
He's the one calling the shots. When there's a shitty movie, shitty directors who write shitty movies, or shitty writers as well, they cast Will Smith thinking that a good actor will save their shitty movie.
Suicide Squad.
But then it puts a good actor into a shitty movie, which makes the good actor a shitty actor because he's in so many shitty movies. So you look at After Earth, you look at The Suicide Squad, you look at fucking Hitch, you look...
You did have to bring Hitch into this,
you look at all of these shitty movies, and guess who's in all of them?
Will Smith. Yeah.
Will Smith or The Rock.
Dude, I fucking hate
The Rock is part of the Will Smith theory. So,
dude, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I just hate him.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really like...
And now it's starting to become Ryan Reynolds as well. Ryan Reynolds is becoming a part of the Will Smith theory.
Yeah.
Where he is, they think a good actor is going to save a shitty movie, but that in fact just
what do you do that was
tarnishes
shitty? Like, I haven't seen any of his recent
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. I haven't
Hitman's
seen
Bodyguard, Hitman's Bodyguard 2.
See, I haven't seen any of those because I know this.
Free Guy, fucking...
Is Free Guy bad?
Red Notice, yes.
Okay, I haven't seen that either. Is
I
Red Notice the one with Gail Gadot and
yes.
shit? Yeah, see.
She's also horrible. She's a very terrible actress.
Yeah, I don't even like her in Wonder Woman.
No, she's dog shit.
Yeah.
She's a very shitty actress, but she's good looking, so she gets jobs.
She does got a nice rack on her, though.
Bro!
I'm saying it. I'm sorry.
Bro.
I'm saying what they're thinking there. I got to.
Motherfucker.
I had to.
Well, there's our demographic.
You can edit that.
There goes half of our demographic.
Well, sorry, women.
Oh, my God. The official statement, sorry, women.
Yep. This one's for the boys.
But so, yeah, exactly like the Will Smith theory. It is, there's other actors who are part of that.
John Cena's going to be one. Mark my words.
Yeah, eventually.
Like, I don't even like him now.
Okay, so listen to here. Okay, so there's The Rock, and then there's John Cena. They both do the same thing, but John Cena does it much better because his range is far more than The Rock. The Rock is The Rock in every movie he plays, but John Cena, he could play a superhero, he could play a wrestler, he could play like a dad. He's played because he's built, but he's not too built, so he can get away with playing like a normal guy. You know what I mean? Like he can play
someone who was
just a dude.
Yeah.
But The Rock, he can't play just a fucking dude. He's got to be this fucking crazy, massive fucking
human
behemoth.
Godzilla.
Yeah, literally like a superhuman. Like in every role he plays, he is just some sort of superhuman. But you look at John Cena, and he's got like roles in that shitty Amy Schumer movie or Blockers. Trainwreck, which the title fits very much what it is. And then like Blockers, where he plays just a dad, or like Daddy's Home 2, where he's just a guy. Like he can play just these normal guys. He doesn't have to be the superhuman that The Rock insists upon being every single time. Just because you can't buy The Rock as just a person. He's not a person.
Yeah, when you're 6'6" and you can bench press a semi, it's hard to play off as a dude.
You have no choice but to be in every Fast and the Furious movie.
Put him in the pacifier too, and then let's see what he does.
Recast him. Like, remember when he was like, no, that was the thing, because when he started, he was still passable for a person. Like he played.
And he did good movies when he started. Like, I don't mind The Rundown.
The Game Plan. Come on.
I haven't seen it.
The Game Plan.
Yeah, I don't mind The Rundown, and honestly, I really like The Gridiron Gang.
No, yeah, and like he played normal dudes, and then he just got so ginormous that it was just you couldn't accept him.
You cannot tell me that guy's not on roids, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, he absolutely is on something.
He's
like,
got to be
that dude.
Like, dude, in 10 years, even.
No, for
real. And I mean, like, you can work hard, sure.
Yeah.
But in 10 years, you don't go from like.
Remember the Tooth Fairy, dude? Come on, he was like normal size. I mean, not The Rock. Normal size is still huge, but still passable for a
Yeah,
human
like he's
being.
always been an in shape dude, but he went from like a buff dude to a fucking literal brute.
It's two dudes from WWE going in completely different directions. You know what I mean? Where The Rock has destroyed all of his range that he can possibly do, but John
He'll
Cena
get casted in everything still though.
Dude, so he tweeted like a couple days ago that he had an announcement for like a video game movie that he was gonna be part of.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm terrified that it's gonna be the Saints Row movie. I do not want him to play the boss.
Is there a movie coming out?
Yeah, it's being written by the guy who wrote Mortal Kombat, the new one. So it's written by that guy who's done video game movies already, and it's been confirmed for a while now. And just for you guys watching, I have a Saints Row tattoo. I have tattoos of everything I like. So if I like something, it's probably going to become a tattoo. So this also means a lot to me that The Rock does not portray the boss in the Saints Row movie. Because that will probably put me on suicide watch, because I just can't take this much heartbreak from my tattoos alone in the span of 5 years. Like, you just look through my arm and like, oh shit, what else can they fucking destroy?
Fucking, I did not know they were making a Saints Row movie.
Yeah, it was confirmed a while ago. They've been working on it for a few years now, and we haven't heard much of it, obviously with the new game coming out.
How do you feel about the Black Adam thing? I think he could honestly be okay in that.
Well, that's because it's a superhero role. So yeah, it's kind of right up his bing bang. Like that's kind of what he has to do. He has to become typecasted into this kind of superhuman role now. Which so like, yeah, obviously like a Black Adam or like a what is it, DC?
Yeah.
So like anything in the DC, sure, go for it. You can do that. Just don't fucking tarnish things anymore, please. Stop taking every goddamn role.
And it's honestly Fast and Furious' fault, because he was not like that big of an actor until Fast 5.
That's true.
And
No,
then-
Fast 5 was the turning point, and
yeah,
then
that's when he jumped. And then they even gave him his own little spin-off with Statham.
yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Has Fast 9 came out yet?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, see, I'm behind on that, too.
10's coming out. Got announced. Jason Momoa's in 10 as the bad guy.
Which one's the one with Cardi B?
Cardi B? Is she in 9?
I don't know. I haven't
Or
seen
8?
it. No, because
I haven't seen 8
the
or 9.
last one I saw is when Vin Diesel's whole thing was like, I'm about family, but then he's not, because he's the fucking villain the whole time.
Is he brainwashed or something? What's going on with that?
They like, don't quote me on this.
No, just don't say it. We're not. Who gives a
I
fuck?
thought they kidnapped his wife or something.
Oh, does he have a wife?
Yeah. Or
Vin Diesel? I thought he was like with Michelle Rodriguez, and she wasn't his wife. And she was like, Vin. I don't remember his name. Vin, you don't know what you're doing. I don't remember his character's name. Was it like
Dom.
Toretto? Dom. Yeah, Dom
Dom.
Toretto. Toretto. It's like fuck off.
that franchise died
Oh fuck.
fast for me, though, to be honest.
Yeah, it died with Paul. Fuck.
Oh, you didn't have to say it.
When Paul Walker died, so did Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, and then we got a shitty Wiz Khalifa song to go with it.
We got 100 Wiz Khalifa songs to go with it. I feel like they're the only ones keeping that guy making music.
They just keep paying him.
Yeah, for real, like, hey, we're making a new movie, make a new song, and he's like, can I do Black and Yellow again? No. Okay, I guess back to drawing board, back to square one here. What else we got? And he's like, what was it like?
Then they did that Kodak Black.
And it's like all dubstep and shit. He's like, oh my god, dude.
He did the Ninja Turtles theme song too. For
That shit goes real
the
hard,
Shell
though.
Shock.
Dude,
with
Juicy
Juicy
J,
J,
that shit
yes,
goes
sir.
crazy hard. I'm gonna be honest.
I know, it's just weird to see like Wiz Khalifa sing
Knock,
about.
knock, you about to get shell shocked. Knock, knock, you about to get shell shocked. That's kind of fire, dude.
That's my fail.
Yeah, he's like, you could call it turtle power. That's Juicy J's part. Though.
Yeah, yeah.
You could call it turtle power. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. That's the thing about like
That beat goes fucking amazing though.
all of it does. I'm telling you, man. That shit is fire. That shit is
Who's the
straight
third
heat.
guy in there?
I could not tell
Was
you.
it Wale?
If you put a gun to my head, I'm done.
I'm done.
Like you can, I will not be able to tell you who the third person is.
Speaking of games though, Dying Light Friday.
Yes, I'm actually very excited for it.
Yes, sir.
I've been waiting. It's been a long time since there's been actually. Did you see that?
What happened?
Oh, nothing. It just flashed, but it freaked me out. So we're still rolling, everybody. Don't mind it. Don't mind it.
We just got canceled for the comment I made a few minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah. That was us being canceled on Twitter. Which anybody who says cancel, fucking die.
Ooh, throwing it out there. I thought maybe you would have liked it, the cancel culture, to be honest.
No, cancel culture is okay. So I'm gonna go into this real quick, just because the people who call it cancel culture and are like afraid of cancel culture are the shitty people. You know, if you're afraid of being canceled, that just means you're a shitty person. You're doing shitty things. It's not a culture of like, you can't say shit anymore. You can't say the N-word anymore. I thought this was America. It's like, no, you never could. You just got away with it for too long. Like, you're a shitty person. And like people are like, you gotta watch what you say now. That's only if you're saying bad things. Like, then yes, if you say career-ending things, you deserve it. It's not like, you can't, people are too soft nowadays. No, we're just not taking it. Like, people are just not accepting it anymore. It's not okay, and it never was. And you just got away with it for too long.
I think it depends, though.
Like, give me an example of someone who got canceled and shouldn't have.
Well, they didn't get canceled, but the whole like Eminem thing with "Love the Way You Lie." He
didn't get canceled.
No, but that was a big thing. They wanted to. He's just too big to be canceled.
But canceling isn't a thing.
Well, like crying about stupid shit.
Yeah, people are gonna bitch about anything, but that's right, it doesn't end career.
It gets now it's getting, and it's not people's fault. It's more social media and publicity in general's fault.
That's how everything goes, though.
Yeah,
that's how
nowadays. But I think it gets too big for each side, because I know it's going to start shit.
Right.
So, just the fact that, let's say, that story. Okay, he said, what'd he say? I'm going to tie you to the bed and set the house on fire. That was the whole thing.
And if you ever try to, whatever, fuck me again or some shit, I'm going to tie you to the bed and set this house on fire. It's like,
and that was what people were pissed about.
That shit was a bit unhinged. That was a bit uncalled for.
For sure, but, what I don't get is, that song is one of the most, listened to songs ever. But, it's still a million.
Ever?
Yeah, dude, look at
that
YouTube.
song is kind of dog shit.
Is,
I think it just got popular because it got
huge,
radio,
though.
Yeah,
I think it's got over 1 billion views.
Easily.
And that's wild. But people were pissed about that, and then obviously if they post it, it's gonna go both ways, because there's gonna be people out there that agree, and then there's gonna be the people that hillbilly or whatever you turn into, what in the fuck?
Well, I think the people who use the term cancel culture are the ones who are afraid because they say shitty things, and they have no.
I mean, you should be able to do what you want, though, but you also got to understand that there is boundaries.
Absolutely, there's freedom of speech for a reason. You can say anything you want, but the precautions are repercussions of your actions.
I'm starting a fucking remix right now.
Jesus Christ. The repercussions, whatever, of your actions are rightfully so. You are entitled to criticism, and obviously there's an audience for everybody. So if you want to be a piece of shit, there's a piece of shit audience for you, and there's plenty of people like that. People are they spew all this hate and bullshit, and people eat it up. And then the people who don't like it, they don't like it.
I'm one of them. Yeah, I get under people's skin on purpose.
I know, and that's. Does this sound kind of fucking bassy to you, the headphones at all?
No.
Okay, hold on. It does for me. Hold on. And that's the thing too.
Okay, maybe that's better actually.
No, yeah, it was very bassy, and I was like, oh fuck.
I mean, it depends on how you do it, though. I think.
I just feel
because when I do it,
people are needlessly shitty, and there's no purpose for it. To purposely go out of your way to offend somebody is very shitty. And there's a shock humor 7th graders and middle schoolers use of saying words that are not okay just to get a rise out of people, and it's very immature. It's a very immature sense of comedy. It's not even comedy. People like Ricky Gervais. He literally I
don't even know what the fuck that is, to be honest.
That British comedian, hardly a comedian. who like
Is he like a really short, scrawny fuck?
he played the Michael Scott role in the original, the British The Office.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Yeah, so he's just this British comedian, if you can even call him that. He's really not that funny. Who there was an article I think released today or yesterday or something like that. He was like,
"Oh, this is like new."
Yeah, he was like, "I want my next my next stand-up special. I want to get canceled." So what he's saying is, I'm gonna go up there and just spew hate and obnoxious bullshit so that people get mad at me because I think that's funny. And
I think it depends how you do it. Like when I get people mad, it's mostly friends, and they know I'm fucking with them, but it's just the fact that you're saying like stupid shit.
But why? What do you gain?
It's just funny.
But why is that funny?
To piss someone off? You never piss someone off for fun?
No, there's no joke in it. It's just making somebody pissed. Like that's not.
But then like
I don't find entertainment in like making other people upset, ruining people's days. That doesn't sound fun to me.
Well, it's not like you're ruining someone's day. Like, you know, it's like teasing someone.
Why? That's literally teasing people is like elementary school bullying. Like you're bullying.
But like when you're with the boys, you don't fuck with them at all?
I mean, there's I mean, it depends. Like, into what extent you consider teasing, because your version of teasing and my definition of teasing are entirely different things. They are entirely different planets.
Well, you know who I hang out with too, though.
Exactly. You hang out with a lot of people who think that murder is legal in Wisconsin now. So, and block me for it. Not outing anybody, but I'm not gonna say any names. But you know who you are.
Well, that one's more of a side character, I'd say. Well, no, but I'll be honest. I've seen that particular person one time in like 4 years.
And those are the people who
red meat pussy.
Those are the people who claim that the other side get offended by everything.
Well, that's outrageous, though.
Whilst being offended by everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think both, and like it's not even like a political thing.
I just think people on both sides. Yeah, it's not a political thing. I just think people in general give way too much of a fuck.
I think people are shittier than ever before right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, look at half the kids these days, dude. Like,
dude, I'm being genuinely honest right now. I am absolutely horrified in this way that we are going as a species. It is terrifying.
It's just gonna get worse. Man.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm scared of. I'm like, if it's
but
already,
like, what can you do though?
You can't. There's nothing you can do. There are so many shitty people who raise shitty kids, who are going to raise shitty kids, and generation after generation of just shitty human beings that you can't do anything about because they're born and raised shitty. And
yeah, like, dude, you got people that are 13, 14 getting pregnant, dude.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about
that's a good example though. Like when you're 18 and your mom's like 31.
Mm-hmm. That's its own problem. I'm talking more of like just people's beliefs, man. Like some of the shit I've seen, I'm like,
well, people get too into it, man.
Shit is never going away.
That's the thing.
Like it'll never go away.
Well, you can't debate anymore.
Well, that's not true. You definitely can. I feel like we're debating right now because you and I are on opposite ends. This is a right way to debate, though, of the spectrum.
I'm saying, like,
but we are proof that you can have different views and be friends.
Yeah, like, not many people can do that. Like on Facebook, if you were to put right now, like, thank you, Biden.
I wouldn't thank Biden. Biden's a fucking dumb fuck.
I know.
He's literally
saying,
like,
for example, like if you were to put that, you'd have some asshole like, you're retarded.
Literally. And then I'd be like,
where'd you go to school, you fucking inbred fuck?
And the thing is, with what you said, is the first thing that somebody would say is, you're retarded. Their argument is completely thrown out the window at that point.
I don't like Biden. I have to make that clear, though.
Well, nobody does. I don't think Biden even knows who he is.
I saw something today. He got caught calling some reporter a stupid son of a bitch or something.
It's like, there. It's more like it. Let's go. Now you're kind of getting that side who loves Trump. Be like, okay, maybe this guy is so bad. He says fucked up shit. Like, that was like, even on South Park, like the Garrison thing of the parody of Trump, saying all these terrible things and they still go crazy for it. That's exactly exactly.
New season of that starts tomorrow.
I know, dude.
It's so hype, dude.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it.
Tomorrow-
Wait, I didn't know what day it was.
Tomorrow at 7 Central.
I'm probably gonna post this tomorrow. So the day. So after you're done listening to this beautiful,
Go watch
or watching this beautiful podcast, because that's an option now.
Hey, do you have Paramount Plus?
Do I?
Yeah.
I do.
Have you seen both movies?
I watched the first one and then half of the second one.
I haven't seen the second one. After this, let's watch it.
The first one's good.
Making plans on the cast.
But the second one, I don't think they needed to do a two-parter.
I'm going to say, I mean, it's going to sound outrageous because it's animated, but I am literally going to say that show's the greatest show of all time. In many
I will say
categories.
It is the best animated comedy. Like animated adult comedy show.
Like to me, like it's got better story than like anything I've seen. Bro.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
South Park has the best story you've ever seen.
Think about it. Did they keep up with everything? They don't fuck shit up. They rip on everything I hate too, which is awesome. That's a big plus. And I respect that they're not biased. They will rip on both sides of the spectrum. And honestly, back to the cancel thing, how the fuck have they not been targeted?
That's because they equally go after everybody. And canceling isn't a thing. Like I mentioned, it's not a thing. People don't just get canceled unless
James Gunn.
James Gunn did not get canceled. James Gunn has a very successful movie career, and he has an HBO TV show right now.
He got fucked out of Guardians, though.
And then he got brought back.
Because people were pissed.
But he didn't get canceled. You don't get canceled.
He got fired for saying not bad shit.
Yeah, but his career isn't over. That's not being canceled.
That chick
People were pissed.
The chick from Mandalorian who got fired.
She got fired. Not canceled.
But where's she been?
Who fucking cares? Who was she before?
A UFC fighter.
You want to know? Really?
Yeah, she's a former champ.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I will give you one example of somebody who got canceled and tell me he didn't deserve it. Harvey Weinstein. Bill Cosby. Tell me that they did not deserve to be canceled or to be, and that's the only reason that their careers are over is because they're in prison.
Bill's out.
No fucking way.
He's been out, dude.
Wait, is that real?
Look it up right now, I swear to God.
Yeah, but you fucking bet your ass he's not getting any acting roles.
Dude,
Okay. You bet your ass. He's not allowed any bars.
He's been free since our last episode, I think, dude.
I think I knew that, actually.
Because I think we brought that up before, and you were like, how the fuck?
That is bizarre. I've got the memory of a fucking
Weinstein,
chipmunk.
What'd he do? I'm not... He's a rapist. Right?
Oh, yeah, big time. Big time rapist. Okay. He really likes to rape. He's like a dolphin.
Was he
like a duck?
Was he the one who liked to like watch people shower or something?
I mean, probably. I wouldn't put that past him. But he would make young actresses fuck him to get roles and stuff, and then wouldn't give them roles. Same with James Franco. James Franco would do the same shit.
Has any of that been confirmed yet, though?
James Franco?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't kept up with that.
Big time rapist.
Big time raper.
Yeah, human dolphin, human duck, like I said.
Because I knew he had the accusations, but...
And yeah, so that's yeah. So
how do you feel? I'm sure you're familiar, and he didn't get canceled. But how do you feel about the whole Dave Chappelle thing?
How do I feel about him as a person?
Just like, all right, so he had a lot of trouble in the media for his last special for, I guess, ripping on the.
Yeah, he was like a huge transphobe.
Yeah, but
yeah, dude, that's fucked up.
Did you watch the special? Though?
No.
See, like it got torqued a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah. So his thing was, he made a transgender joke on the special before this, and then he got a lot of hate. So he was like making fun of them because he's like, I have friends that are transphobic, and then throughout the special, he would just be like, yeah, so I slapped my trans friend in the face because like you guys tell me, I'm transphobic. And then, like, that would just be, like, the running gag. So he's, like, he was kind of saying, like, if you're going to tell me, I'll go along with it type thing. But then they blew that up like he was actually saying that he...
See, hearing it, like, I have to watch it to form my own opinion.
But dude,
based on how I feel, because I haven't watched it. So obviously, I can't make an opinion. But, yeah, like I said, I haven't watched any of his new things. I know I used to love him. But I don't know if I still do. Like, just because, people change, tastes change, comedy's sense of humor changes. Like, obviously, things that were funny back then.
You like the Chappelle Show?
I do. I did. I watched it once, but, like, not through all the way, but a few episodes, of course. But I did like it, what I've seen, so.
I don't know. I think there's certain shit like with comedy now though you can't really get away with.
No, absolutely you can't. Like that's a big thing is.
Well, I think that's what people mean by the whole like people are sensitive now.
It's not that people are sensitive now. You just can't get away. It's not like any like back then. Like
I think it should depend though. Like if you don't mean it, like with the intent to hurt someone,
it's tough because like if you like this. Okay, I mean this is a kind of a shitty like parallel, but like you like the same thing with like flirting at a bar. If you talk to a girl and your intentions are pure, you just want to like get to know a girl. Be like, hey, what's going on?
We all know that.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
And if your intents are good and they take or she or he whoever take it as sexual harassment, that's what it is because that's what it's taken as. Same thing with a joke. You make a joke wholeheartedly. Somebody takes offense to it. That's what it becomes. It becomes offensive. It's offensive now.
Well, you're gonna offend everybody somehow.
Some people are okay with. I mean, there are jokes that don't hurt anybody, and it's not like people. Who was it? Someone said you can't make jokes anymore. People are too. Oh, it's the fucking Todd Phillips guy, the Joker guy. He's like, you can't make jokes anymore. People are too offended. It's like, no, just be funnier. Like, be more creative with your jokes because everything evolves. Technology evolves, humor evolves, jokes evolve. You have to change with the times. You obviously can't stay, and that's the problem with being. I mean, that's a big statement to make, but that's the problem with being a conservative. Things change. You have to adapt with changing. And the way that society changes, you have to change with them. That's why being conservative doesn't work necessarily anymore. You have to be adaptive to how people feel. And,
it'll never happen, though.
Exactly. That's the problem. It never will happen. And that's just the problem that you have to face because people will be like, you can't make jokes because people cry. And it's like, people have always gotten pissed. It's just, people don't stand for it anymore. People have a higher platform to make sure that they know how shitty you are and how unfunny you are. That's all it is.
Okay.
You just gotta be funnier. You gotta adapt to changes. That's all it is. You don't.
I get what you're saying.
At the end of the day, jokes and comedy is supposed to be a universal thing. You're supposed to, be funny.
Be able to sit and laugh. Yeah.
It's supposed to bring enjoyment. And
dude, it feels good making someone laugh.
Exactly.
Dude.
And that's the thing. It's like, and if you hurt somebody in your comedy, it depends. If you feel any sort of guilt or like any sort of like, you feel bad, then that's not fun anymore for anybody because then they feel bad and you feel bad.
You know when it happens too. Yeah.
Exactly. And if you hurt somebody's feelings, obviously they're not having fun anymore. So you probably aren't either. So it's like you have to take into account to how other people feel about what you say. And that's just how it is. I mean, that's how it always has or should have been. People were a lot more, they were a lot more like, lenient for, you watch a show from like the early 2000s.
It's hard to switch up though, man.
I get that. I get it. But
so like when we grew up, I'm gonna put this for example quick. When we grew up, you could say whatever the fuck you wanted, dude. And like everyone's done it too. And
exactly.
Like,
I used to say so many slurs.
Yeah,
man.
and I think
I've said them all.
I think that's like what's hard about it is like, cause let's see, I'm 23. You're 23 as well, right?
I am.
So I went at least like 15 years of just saying whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
And everyone loves it, dude.
Not everyone. That's the thing. Everyone to you. Everyone
well, you
around you.
never heard about it though.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, like okay, like if you're joking with it's
right.
part about picking the crowd too.
Right. You got to know your audience. And like, is a big thing. I mean,
if you're going after like random people and that you could tell they're getting pissed and you don't stop because like at a bar, right? You just fuck with people. You're joking around with people. I've done it all the time. I have made jokes to people where they're like, you could tell they didn't like it, and then I think you've witnessed this. I'll be like, bro, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You, for example, you have that sort of humor where it's like shock humor and it's like, off the wall, just saying offensive shit to be offensive. But if you cross the line, you are forgiving and you do.
Yeah, and I always say my bad.
No, you definitely empathize with or sympathize with whoever you do harm, with what you say. And you don't, I mean, like, it depends who it is as well. Like, obviously, if it's like someone you hate, you're just like, fuck you, I don't care. Like, whatever. But if it's someone, you've got nobody, if it's somebody that you have no problem with or you do like, then you are sympathetic towards that person.
And you say jokes sometimes, I think, to kind of as like an icebreaker too.
Yeah, no.
Kind of see where they stand. In a way.
And like obviously with that, with the whole trying to appease to everybody, you do have to kind of like childish your jokes. You know, you kind of have to be like, you know, like it's got to be more of like a PG or a G rating, which that's just like until you realize like who you're dealing with at that point. Like if you're first meeting somebody, obviously you're not going to throw all your slurs at them right off the bat. You're going to kind of gauge who they are. But you know, as you get to know somebody, you're not going to start with all your shit like that. You get to know who they are.
I think it depends on the person too.
Exactly.
Because I've seen people like make jokes, and I mean, they don't offend me. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And that's the thing too. Personally, I don't get offended by things. Yeah, like it's just I think of how somebody who, you know, this would offend, like how they would feel, and you know, it's just common decency trying to like put yourself in their shoes.
That's weird to hear you like say that though, because you grew up on like Family Guy and South Park.
No, yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
but the thing is with like I said, you gotta evolve and you gotta adapt to what's happening. You know, obviously like the social climate is far different than when we were little. I watched How I Met Your Mother with my girlfriend all the way through, and there are a lot of like transphobic jokes and like all these sort of like homophobic jokes, and it's like, oof, that was kind of like, you know, universal funny back then. But now it's like more prevalent in our everyday world that people are, you know, more open to, you know, different lifestyles, and like that's just kind of how you have to adapt and be like, that's not a joke anymore. That's somebody's reality. You know, you don't make fun of somebody who's, you know,
if you make a joke and someone gets pissed, so and you keep going,
yeah,
you're the biggest piece of shit.
No, absolutely. And there are people,
because then it's not, like you said earlier, it's not funny.
It's not funny for anybody.
You're just being an asshole, and then
exactly. You're just being a shitty human being.
People are gonna get pissed, and then they're gonna beat the shit out of you.
Right. And like, that's a big thing. People will be like, you're just a pussy little liberal. I'm like, it's not political. Like, morals are not political, you moron. It's not like good or bad. It's just, I mean, it's not left or right. It's good or bad. It's like, just because
politics are really morality, though, if you think about it.
That's fucked up to say, because
it is, though.
There's like,
but that's politics in general are fucked. I think.
No, yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
In my way, like, I think of it as morality. And if you're in the middle, because I lean a little more towards.
You can't be in the middle anymore, though. That's the thing.
See, like, people should be like me, dude. I just don't give a fuck. Like, I think people care way too fucking much about everything now. And it's good to give a shit. A lot of the shit's important, and a lot of the shit you do need to give a fuck about. But I think people, especially with media now, get so fucking warped into this, dude. Like, dude, you can't even play fucking like GTA anymore without like thinking, oh my God, this is offensive.
So the thing is with that is like, when you think of like, it doesn't matter to me. It's not a sense of like, it doesn't matter, or like it's one thing or another. It's like, I don't know enough about this kind of thing, so I just kind of choose to be in the middle. That's how Jake is. Jake's like,
yeah.
I don't know enough about this to have an opinion. Well, so it doesn't matter to me. But the thing is, everything matters to somebody. So like with you know, I don't want to get too crazy into these things. Like our first episode back, we were gonna kind of like, you know,
we went from movies to Dying Light. To just
we didn't even talk about Dying Light.
We just say, hey, it comes on Friday. All right, back to the liberals.
The fuck were we talking? We started talking about South Park. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
But like,
dude, they're so good though.
No, they are, and that's the thing is they you know, they appease everybody. You know what I mean? And where they piss somebody off, they make up for it by pissing off somebody else that they are like agreeing with them.
I'm sure if you looked it up though, they've had to have had some sort of fucking strike on them.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But like the thing is,
they're
obviously,
making another movie, by the way, I hear.
They what?
I don't know if that's confirmed yet. But
that they're making one?
Yeah, I hear Paramount's like not like the pandemic ones, like an actual.
Like a South Park one, or Trey and Matt making live action?
One.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did hear about that.
I don't know if it's like in the works yet.
They have like 3 movie deals or whatever.
Yeah. And, I think those are not including the pandemic though.
No, yeah.
Because the pandemics are like the movie for TV. Like they made the joke about it.
Yeah.
Like I think they're making like a legit movie.
Yeah, and that's where they're very like, you know, obviously they definitely lean more towards one direction. But they
What do you think they lean towards?
Definitely more left.
You think so?
Especially as of late, they definitely run more.
I think it switched for everybody though. Like, I mean, I've never been on a political stance ever because like I don't know and I don't care. And
you can tell their views on certain things by portrayal of the characters.
Whoever plays who, like,
yes, I can definitely tell that Matt. Oh wait, no, Trey. Trey is Trey. Trey is because he plays adult Stan with his regular voice, and I feel like his beliefs are just like Stan's beliefs are his.
Dude, that Alexa shit was so funny.
Dude, it's so stupid. I think it's so funny, but
Alexa, shut the fuck up.
Alexa, shut the fuck up.
What, you gonna go get another bottle? Alexa, stop it.
Dude, it's so funny. And like,
dude, Randy is still the best character though. It's not even close. Why don't you go get what you're looking for? He won't let me. He doesn't trust me.
It's really fucking dark what happens to Shelly and fucking what's the mom's name?
I don't know.
Dude, it's really fucking dark.
That's not Linda, is it?
No, I don't. Shelly and fuck.
I don't know.
Shit,
they don't really say it much, I don't think.
No, they do, because Randy says it a lot. I'm trying to picture it in his voice. It's like his daughter. The daughter is Shelly, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The daughter,
Shelly, yeah.
the sister is Shelly, and the mom.
Is it something with an S?
Fuck, dude. I don't remember, but whatever.
Fuck.
But you can tell, like,
it's not Sheila, is it?
No, that's Kyle's mom, I think.
Mom,
yeah.
Okay.
But
Sheila,
you can definitely tell their stance on certain things, that they think Trump was a big joke, which he was.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I think they're okay with the vaccine. You know, they're down for
with, like, the whole climate,
the COVID,
ignorant.
Yeah, shellfish reasons is one of my favorite jokes
ever. There's no shellfish in it.
It's like says that you can like get it from like a shellfish, and I have a shellfish allergy. Oh, so you're doing it for shellfish reasons, and like, that is such a fucking good joke, and like. So you can obviously tell their stances on certain things by the way they joke about it. Like, obviously, and they're opposed to, you know, like lightning humor. They're not like in the future, like the Jimmy's stand up is like, is very like very PC. Where it's like, and they joke about that with PC principle as well. And that's a big jab at like political correctness. You could tell that, you know, they've never been one for political correctness. Ever. But they are, you know, like I said, they're very non-biased, whereas they tailor to both ends of the political spectrum.
Yeah, see, I think they honestly think they both suck.
No, absolutely.
I mean, they even did the whole like, and this is way before Trump, they did the whole douche or turd sandwich. Just like, they're both fucking ridiculous. Was that who was that, Bush and fucking whoever? Or was that the Obama one already?
I thought that was Clinton.
Oh, that was that old already?
No, Hillary Clinton. I thought she was mega douche and Trump was turd sandwich.
Oh, I'm talking like season 8. Remember when P. Diddy had the whole vote or die campaign? No. And he like chased Stan around with a gun and made him vote for it. Like, the candidates were legit. It was for the school mascot, but it was portraying like politics.
I remember the school mascot one, but I thought that was just a school mascot one.
It was like, it's because it was around the election, and I think it was Bush.
Because I know they did it again with the other presidential election.
And Stan's whole thing was like, you wonder why people don't vote anymore. Like, this is a fucking joke.
No, basically. For real, dude. That's literally how it is in real life, too.
I voted for Kanye. I'll let that be clear, bro.
You did or did Will?
I did.
You did.
And I will again.
Yeah,
and Pete Davidson has AIDS.
If they keep giving us shitty-ass candidates, then like...
Like, The Rock wants to run now.
He's probably going to win. Like Trump has proven that anybody can be president. Anybody can be elected president because this dumb fuck.
The presidents don't even fucking matter though.
They hardly matter. That's the thing. That's the big thing that people aren't quite understanding. These presidents, they don't matter. They are just a face for the country, and we've happened to have 2 in a row that are just completely embarrassing for our country.
I know. I wonder how people felt about Biden though, because the whole thing was like, he's gonna change everything.
Well, that was you can't change shit. Like, nothing will change because the conservative, like, you know, there's people always going to block change.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
Am I?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Okay.
Are you?
No.
Oh.
Or at least I never used to be. But
Are you now?
Some of them, I will say.
Oh my God, which ones?
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really a conspiracy anymore. It's more of like I wonder who's all involved for like pedophilia.
Pedophilia?
Yeah, like the whole like
pedophilia.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, with like the
Epstein.
Epstein.
I want to know like, but they'll never release it, and it's bullshit.
They're just gonna keep picking them off, because Maxwell got sentenced, but nobody knew. Like nobody paid attention, so she's in prison. And
Is that his wife?
That was like his like business partner or whoever. Like,
isn't his wife
like
going
close
through
friend.
some shit right now? I don't keep up with that shit either.
Probably.
I just really want to know like who was all there and what about that whole theory.
Definitely Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he was there.
Definitely Bill Clinton.
Trump,
Bill Clinton.
They had the photos of Trump too.
Trump definitely. Elon Musk most likely. It's actually.
I like Elon Musk.
You do?
I don't mind him.
Dude, he's a cringy bastard.
Yeah,
he is an uninformed.
He's cool.
Dumb fuck.
I
you like Joe Rogan too, don't you?
I love Joe.
That's our competition though. We gotta take him down.
Yeah, we're coming for you, Joe.
We're coming for you, Joe. You bald fuck.
You don't like Joe Rogan?
I do like Joe Rogan, but I disagree with a lot of things he says.
Well, yeah, I don't agree with shit really he says either. But like, I don't know. He's you could tell he's a genuinely cool dude.
Yes,
you know?
But he's also kind of a bitch baby. Like,
how so?
Like when you. So there's been like
when you disagree with him, he's got to go out of his way to like shut you down.
Yeah, and like he won't let things go. I saw this clip when he had Bill Burr on for like the millionth time. Which if I were close friends to Bill Burr, I'd have him on all the time too. I love Bill Burr. He's my guy. But he brought Bill Burr on, and he was talking about the masks and like the whole COVID thing. And Bill Burr was just like, Joe, let's not get into this right now. And Joe's like, no, let's get into this. He's like, I'm not going to sit here, no medical degree, you there with no medical degree, going back and forth like we know what the fuck more than doctors and scientists. I check the news every 2 weeks. I say, masks, no masks, what are we doing here today? And then that's what I do because I'm not a fucking doctor. And like, it's not that hard. It's just common decency. He's like, I don't know why it's such a bitch thing to do to wear a mask. Like, it's just a common decency thing. And I'm like, Bill, like, you're like... Yes, exactly. Like,
Bill Burr said that?
Yeah, and like Bill has always been a guy who, you know, he always has the shock factor, but he's still a decent guy.
The king of rants.
Yeah, and his delivery is
my favorite
spot on.
My favorite joke by him though is easily the wage gap.
I never heard it.
He so he's just talking about like how men make $1 an hour more than women.
Yeah.
And then he goes, let me tell you why too, ladies. And all these ladies in the crowd are like, boo, you know, they're like getting pissed. And he's like, think about it this way. If we were on the Titanic and for some fucked up reason it sinks, for some fucked up reason you and the kids get to go on a raft and I got to sit there with some fat fuck playing the violin.
Yeah, that's exactly... One of my favorite quotes from Bill Burr as of recently was, we need a new pandemic. This one didn't kill enough people. It's a very Bill Burr thing to say.
It's kind of right, though.
This one didn't kill enough
Like,
people.
think of like, obviously it's fucked up, but like, it makes sense, though.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's killing the wrong people. I'm going to be honest. The people who should be dying aren't, and the people who don't deserve to die are. And that's
R.I.P. Betty. That happened on the break.
That did.
R.I.P. Betty.
A week before her birthday. She was turning 100. And it was,
no, dude.
Yeah.
You really couldn't just give her that. You know?
Come on, God. Really?
Yeah.
There is no God. Dude. Episode whatever, the 10. And we're dropping all these bombs. We probably should end this because it's probably like 2 hours at this point.
Yeah, dude. What is this? Dude?
I don't know. We've been talking for a minute now.
It's 10:17.
Yeah, we've been talking for a minute. Stay tuned next week, guys, with our special guest, Kyle Rittenhouse. All right.
Okay, we're getting canceled.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening or watching or whatever you did. Make sure, and if you are listening, make sure you check out the YouTube where you can actually watch.
Now? Are we keeping the video?
Yeah, we'll probably keep the video. It worked pretty well, so we'll probably
People
rock
have been
with it.
asking me for it.
Really?
Yeah. Also,
cock reveal. Okay,
so, hold on, wait. See, we're on edgy topics during the break. Your boy's kind of a porn star.
Okay, we're not talking about this on the podcast. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening or watching, and we will see you next week. Thank you. Bye. Love you.